Can UFC 316 save the pay-per-views? And the UFC obviously coming off of a lackluster Apex. We're moving away from the Apex for the next 7 weeks. MMA Jeff, are you excited about this going out on tour in the country with the UFC?
Yeah, I'm jacked up. I think this card is exciting. Like you said, getting away from the Apex for a little while. Let's spread it around the country and see what happens. There's always a little bit of an aura on these pay-per-view events as opposed to being at the Apex. I There's some exciting fights. I know we talked about it backstage. I'm excited about the Patchy Mix fight. I'm excited about the Holland fight. I'm excited about the Joshua Van fight. There's 13 fights on this card, and I'm excited about just about every single one of them. I think we're going to see some action, and it's going to be a giant step up from last weekend. So I'm excited. I am excited.
Well, the pay-per-view cards are where this guy does it best. It's Subhuman Gaucho, ready to rock and roll and break down some action here. I know he's got a lot of bets in place. Sub, first look at the card. We're going to make some big money this weekend?
Yeah, I hope so, man. Last week was pretty good. I know a lot of people hated it. A lot of people came in with very low expectations, and they left feeling pretty bad. Understandably. Yeah, man. Patchy Mix. I know that's your Buffalo boy. It's your boy out there in New York. A lot of reasons to love him, and I get it. I'm very much looking forward to this fight.
I think we always have fun every Saturday. You can catch us live as we get after it here. Of course, we are your preeminent destination. I've got the Sports Money MMA squad here with Jeff and Sub. We're going to talk to you guys about 3 of our early looks to try to beat these books, but we're just getting going. We've already got some programming out there, 3 breakdowns from VB and Ramon Scott. We'll be joined with Andrew Babakitis out there at the Superbook for Friday, talking about where that sharp action comes in. We've got the UFC playbook, and then we will be live. But tonight, the feature, the focus, breaking down these 3 fights. We're going to start off with MMA Jeff. He's going to talk to us about this Spivak Cortez Acosta spot out there. And the floor is yours, Jeff. Talk to us.
Yeah, this should be an exciting heavyweight battle. You got both fighters, right? One's 30, one's 33. You got both fighters over 6 foot, both fighters over 200 plus pounds. I think this is going to be an exciting matchup here. We got striker versus grappler. Spivak 8-4 in the UFC, coming in off a tough round 1 KO loss against Jailton Almeida. He took Almeida down, and then he ended up on the bottom after about 30 seconds. He's not the highest volume thrower. He lacks power, but where he does lack the power, he does make up for his grappling and his dangerous submission skills. His submission skills are no joke. I mean, go back and look at some of those submissions when you check some tape on these. I mean, this guy's badass all around. He's got great takedown ability as well, which he'll use his trips, he'll use his throws, he'll push you back against the fence, he'll pick you up and put you down. He's a strong fighter, as I mentioned. He lacks power in his punches. He doesn't necessarily lack power though. Against a striker boxer, I should say, he's certainly going to want to get this one down to the mat, which I think is going to be his game plan in this one. It should be his game plan. Cortez Acosta, 13-1 as a pro. He's undefeated in the LFA, Bellator, and Dana White Contender Series. Now, he hasn't stuck around in these promotions very, very long. I think he's got 1 win in Bellator, 1 Contender Series win to earn the contract, and I think he's got 2 wins in the LFA. But the guy's just a beast. Everyone sees it in him. He's moving up in the ranks, and now he's crushing it silently here in the UFC. So he's a dangerous man out there, a big boy. He's got his last loss was back in 2023. He lost by unanimous decision, where he was a slight dog in that one. He got beat, he got outworked, but he does have some solid cardio. He's got a couple of decision wins, which shows he can go 15 minutes if need be. He is showing some improvement since that loss. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Acosta's got strength, he's got power and speed for such a big boy. He does land volume. He lands higher volume than Spivak, anyways. He'll throw at a good pace, and he throws with some heat. So I'm excited to see this one. He does lack a little bit in the grappling, but he's not terrible at grappling. So, against Spivak, I think again we got a striker versus grappler matchup. So I think we're in for a good one here. If he does get taken down and manages to get on the top side of things, Watch out for the ground and pound because he is a very dangerous man, as I mentioned, with that power. So I think Spivak here is going to ultimately want to get this one to the mat. I think he doesn't want to taste any of Acosta's smoke, and Acosta's definitely going to bring that. Acosta's the other side is going to want to keep this on the feet. If he does get to the ground, he'll be able to handle himself. But I think Spivak's going to ultimately look for takedowns early in this matchup, where he's probably going to get the takedowns, but I think Acosta is going to be able to work his way back to the feet, which I think is going to be key to this fight. Round 2, I see Acosta increasing his striking and figures out how to defend the takedowns. And ultimately, I think he's going to pull away and I think that's going to be his path to victory, is getting taken down and making sure he can get back up and throwing some strikes. I'm going to take a shot at the more powerful dog in this fight. And I'm going to roll with Cortez Acosta on the money line at plus 120 is where I got it. I saw a couple of books are shifting around. So if you do want the Acosta side of things, make sure you get in early. Which brings us to one of the fights that I'm most looking forward to on this card. We got Mario Batista and Patchy Mix. Mike, what are your thoughts of this fight? How are we getting paid?
Jeff, I'm fired up for this battle. This was the inevitable step forward that Patchy Mix was going to take here. He's fought nothing but big names, and he's done it with success throughout his career, whether it be his regional circuits, moving into Bellator and dominating every step of the way. He's going to take on Mario Batista, who is coming into this thing on a 7-fight win streak. And there's a lot of high hopes and big expectations. No wonder people are looking forward to this battle. You've got a finishing artist in Patchy Mix. Look, this guy's gone out there and just clobbered everybody. Couple of decisions here as things moved on, as the Bellator and PFL merged their way through things here, but he's moved himself into better grappling. He's focused in, Patchy Mix has, on certainly he can wrestle. He can do the things out there. He loves to submit. 65% of this guy's fights have been a win by submission. And look, he can do the arm triangle. He loves it when you make a mistake, you get stupid and you get the guillotine choke. We saw that with James Gallagher going back a couple of years ago in round number 3, which is important because when we look at what's happening with Mario Batista, this guy has found himself fighting on pay-per-view cards. The UFC thinks they found something in a diamond in the rough, maybe with Mario, off that Jose Aldo split decision winner. I can't find a split decision winner, but somehow he gets it done against Jose Aldo. And you look at his success path here. Ricky Simone, Damone Blackshear, you name it, he's been fighting these guys. He's got some submissions in his own right, which to me means we see a finish that happens. Despite some of these early decisions, sometimes we see these debutantes want to come in here and they think they have to put the show on now that they're at the show, and they kind of throw their game plan out the window and they try for that big finish. I don't think that's going to be a problem for Patchy. You know, you look at his overall body of work and what he's done out there. Look, Magomedov, guillotine choke in round 2. That was just a quick counter opportunity that he was able to come out there, find his arm around the throat and choke. He certainly can knee to the head. We saw that with Stotts in the Bellator. Round 1, early finish out there, but if you give this guy your back, you're in trouble. Sergio Pettis found that out the hard way with the rear naked choke in round 2. This guy's live every single round. There's conversation going on now. Should he win this battle? Is he eligible to go out there and fight for the strap? We've got a couple strap battles on the line this week with the UFC, but I'm going in, man. I know it's the hometown guy. It's not a homer pick. It's just a matter of this guy is physical specimen. He's done nothing but, and when I look for guys, when I'm going to get involved with them in the UFC, you got to be out there either finishing guys, taking down big names, or defending championships. He checks the box in all 3, and what a great price tag. This number swelled. Probably the best opportunity was to get this guy as soon as they announced him in the UFC. It was right around a pick 'em. It has moved now to a minus 180, minus 185. Public and sharps like them some Patchy Mix. I like me some Patchy Mix. I think the only way to play this fight at this point is to expect that big screw up. And that's Mario Batista giving up, whether it be the back or the throat. And Patchy Mix comes out there, wins this fight by submission. Big number, big plus 240 score. I think that's primary path to victory, and that's the way I want to get paid with this battle. Give me Patchy Mix by submission. UFC's underway, and he fights for a strap in the next fight or two as well. Give me Patchy Mix. And Subhuman Gaucho is going to bring us to the third fight for this First Strike battle. Sub, how we getting paid?
Okay, great job, boys. So this is the way I look at this fight. Medeiros, he's a decent kickboxer. He's the sort of guy that can, skate around the outside. Win a 15-minute kickboxing match. Sure, fair enough. I think Medeiros is pretty good to do that. This is the thing, Medeiros. He came in last week very sick. Should have fought, didn't fight, and so now we have, we have a new competitor, Chewinski. Can he beat him? Yeah, I think the simple answer is yes. Mark Chewinski, he's an imperfect fighter. If you've watched his regional tape and what have you, he's not perfect. His striking is a little clunky. That's for sure. That is for sure. But he's got decent takedowns. He flows very, very well on top, in my opinion. And this is a guy that his record's not great. It's not perfect. He strikes a lot. That I think is my biggest problem with Chewinski, is that he does strike a lot. I don't think he's going to strike a lot in this instance. I think he's going to go for takedowns immediately, and if he does that, he probably looks like minus 500. If Medeiros, strikes from the beginning and he wants to kick along the outside, yeah, he might be 200. I think Chewinski has a very real possibility of getting takedowns early and looking, minus 500. Honestly, I think that Chewinski is the obvious side here. I took him early. I still think that plus 186 on Chewinski is a great line. Plus 250, plus 300. Naturally, if you can get that, I think that's fine. I don't think that Medeiros is really in this. He was sick last week. That's the reason that he bowed out. And at this point, if somebody's sick 10 days ago or 8 days ago and they're coming into this fight, how healthy are they at this point? Chewinski has a fight planned for, I think it was June 15th. I mean, this guy is not coming off the couch. He's very, very ready for this fight, in my opinion. Comes out of a good gym out there in Rufus Sport. And I think he's ready. I'm very, very behind Chewinski. I think he's good to like plus 150. Maybe even better than that. I think he's a good dog here.
Thank you guys all for checking us out here. You see the deal. We're looking to get some big scores with you guys here. That's what the First Strike is all about. Trying to find that way to victory with some plus money before those books move. Make sure you check us out here. Follow my guy, MMA Jeff 19 on X, and of course, Subhuman Gaucho on X. Follow me at PimpSlapPod, and make sure you check out the Instagram page. We're launching. Instagram's up. It's rolling, and you can follow us at Sports Money Network on Instagram. Stay tuned for more to come in the world of sports money. Check out that playbook when we release it. Of course, watch us Friday at pregame and 6 p.m. Hear from Andrew Babakitis at the Superbook and where that sharp action's coming in. Until Saturday, the live show will pop off at 5:40 p.m. on behalf of the Sports Money crew, on behalf of MMA Jeff, on behalf of Subhuman Gaucho. Make sure you guys get those bets in. Good luck, good cashing, and we'll see you for fight night on Saturday.